Alright then guys, this is Yata here, and this is gonna be my 10 tips and tricks to be able to master Virtual World. I think I put out more Virtual World content than any other YouTuber on the platform. I even did a 1-hour test hands video. I've done multiple guides, multiple deck profiles. So now that Master Duel is here, I'm gonna be showing you guys my 10 tips to be able to master this deck. And once again, I'm gonna have the written form of this deck profile that I'm using right here on my Discord. So if you want the written version so you can copy it, just go to my Discord. It's gonna be under the YouTube deck list channel. So if you want that, you can go there. So yeah, let's get started. So for my number one tip is we're gonna be utilizing Vermilion Dragon Mech. So the cool thing about Vermilion Dragon Mech is that it can help you unbrick. So this card says that if it gets destroyed by a card effect, you can add a banished tuner to your hand. So what you can do is you can banish something like a Roshi, which is its own effect. You pay the cost, banish a Roshi or Lulu, then you pop himself. Then after it gets sent to the graveyard, you're able to add the same card that you banished. You can add like a Lulu or a Roshi or another tuner that was already in the banish pile. So that's a little cool trick that you can do if you have the Vermilion Dragon Mech out on the field. So that's gonna be tip number one. And for the tip number two is you can actually OTK your opponent with just Shenzhen and Crystal Wing. If all you have is Shenzhen and Crystal Wing on the board, you can OTK your opponent. You might be wondering, how is that possible? It's 3,000 and 2,800. Well, the only thing that you need to be able to pull off the OTK is you need a banished monster. So a banished monster, that's all you need. So what you do is you attack first with Shenzhen. So let's assume there are 8,000. That's gonna be 2,800. They're gonna attack them directly, and then you're gonna go ahead and attack with Crystal Wing directly. And then you're gonna attempt to activate Shenzhen's effect to return the banished monster to the graveyard. But you're gonna go ahead and negate your own Shenzhen with Crystal Wing. And the cool thing about Crystal Wing is that it gains the attack. So it's gonna gain the attack of Shenzhen. So that means that it's gonna become 5,800. So 5,800 plus 2,800, that's more than 8,000. So that's gonna be an OTK with just those two monsters, with Shenzhen and Crystal Wing. So that's gonna be the tip number two. And now for the tip number three is we have Cloud Castle. Where's Cloud Castle at? Yeah, we have Cloud Castle. So the tip that number three is we can make VFD if we have Shenzhen and a level 3 tuner on the field, and all we need is Chuchi in the graveyard. So what you do is, if you have Shenzhen and any level 3 tuner, doesn't matter who it is. So let's just say you have Lulu. So you're gonna go ahead and activate Chuchi effect in graveyard to lower the level of Shenzhen, so it's gonna become level 6. And then you're gonna go ahead and use Shenzhen and your Lulu to make a Synchro 9. You're gonna make Cloud Castle, and then Cloud Castle is gonna go ahead on the once it gets summoned, you can special summon a level 9 Synchro from the graveyard. You're gonna use the same Shenzhen that you just used as material. So you're gonna special summon out Shenzhen, so now you're gonna have Cloud Castle and Shenzhen on the field, and then you're gonna overlay both of those for the true king of all calamity. So all you need is a Shenzhen, a level 3 tuner, and Chuchi in graveyard, so you can lower the level of Shenzhen. So that's gonna be tip number 3. And now for the tip number 4, we're gonna be utilizing the M7. So the cool thing about M7 is that you can go ahead and add all your hand traps back. You can add Maxi, you can add Ash, you can add Nibiru. So, and another thing that you can do is you can also add the same material you detach from it. So this could be useful. Let's say like you activate a Roshi effect and you summon out the Lulu from the graveyard. Then you activate Chuchi, raise the level of Lulu. Now Lulu is 6, you overlay both of those to make your M7. You activate M7 effect, detaching the Lulu. And then you can add the same Lulu that you detach back to your hand, because M7, all he needs is a legal target, but himself is a legal target. So you can activate M7 effect even if he's the only card on the field, and there's no other monsters on the graveyard or on the field. So that's another cool thing that you can do. So if you want to like recycle one of your own virtual monsters that you have as material, you can just add the same card back. So now for the tip number 5 is this gonna be like a just a little advice, because everybody always asks me like what's the best opening hand with virtual. So the best opening hand in virtual is Kowloon plus Lulu. Kowloon plus Lulu can get you to almost any end board that you want. So if you want me to make a video regarding Kowloon Lulu combo like end boards, then just put it in the comments below and I'll make sure to make like top 3 Lulu Kowloon end boards or top 5 Lulu Kowloon end boards. So yeah, if you start off with Lulu and Kowloon, it almost doesn't even matter what the rest of your cards are. You can just full combo from there. So that's gonna be the tip number 5. So now for tip number 6 is that you can actually hard make Zeus with this deck. So you can make Zeus turn 1 without having to attack. So you might be wondering like, how is that possible? So all you need is a Shenzhen out on the board, and you need to be able to make Zolkin. So Zolkin, you make them by sending a 2 level 5 or higher monsters you control with the same level to the graveyard, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner. So you can make Zolkin with either like a Roshi and a Kirin, or you can make it, yeah, you just need a level 6 tuner and a level 6 non-tuner, and then you make Zolkin. And then with Shenzhen out on the board, you need to have a Chuchi also on the graveyard. So you raise the level of Shenzhen, you make Shenzhen level 12, and Zolkin, a little thing is that this card's original level is always treated as 12. So if you raise the level of Shenzhen, that makes it level 12, and then you have Zolkin out on the board, it's also level 12. You can overlay both of these to make Zeus, because you need 2 level 12 monsters to make Zeus. So you might be wondering, why in the world would we want to make Zeus turn 1? Well, it's good against certain decks like Zodiac. Zodiac doesn't really get affected by True King of all calamities that much, or by Shenzhen. So it's better to make a Zeus, because you can just wipe the field and they won't be able to attack you directly. So yeah, and against back row decks like Eldritch, ending on a Zeus is way better than ending on something like a True King of all calamities. So yeah, so that's how you can make Zeus turn 1 with virtual roll. So now we are gonna go into our tip number 7. So tip number 7 is Neon. Is one of the key cards of the deck, because it keeps you in the game for a long period of time. That's why we run 2, which this could be almost a brick, but Neon is cool because it can help you recycle even face down banished cards. So even the stuff that you banish from Pot of Desires or Prosperity, you can recycle it with your Neon. So just a little thing to keep in mind, try not to banish both of your Neons unless you have a way to bring it back. You can recycle them with Chuchi if they're face up banished, or you can recycle them with Shenzhen. You can put them back on the graveyard if they're face up banished as well. So just remember that you can shuffle back even face down cards that are on the banish pile with your Neon. So you can shuffle face up cards, you can shuffle face down cards. You can even shuffle back another copy of Neon. So just not the same copy that got banished. So a little thing to keep in mind. So that was tip number 7. And now for tip number 8 is that Chuchi can actually, when it's in the graveyard, you can actually lower or raise rank as well, not just level. So we all know that you can raise the level or lower the level of your virtual monsters, but you can also lower and raise the rank. So if you have something like a Fan, it can come in useful, because you attack with Fan, you attack either to a monster or directly. Then during main phase 2, you lower the level of you lower the rank of Fan, you make it rank 3, and then now you can overlay that. You can put Downer on top of the Fan, and then you can put Zeus. So now you have 2 wipes. So you just remember that you can lower the rank of Fan, making it a level 3. Then you put Downer on top of it. Then you put Zeus on top of it. So now you have 2 board wipes. So yep, that was it for the tip number 8. So now we're gonna go to tip number 9. So for tip number 9, we're gonna have Shaun Hu. So if all the cards you have in your hand is an emergency teleport, and you can go ahead and activate Xuan Hu in the graveyard, targeting one of your virtual monsters, doesn't matter which one, and then you chain your own emergency teleport to special summon out a level 3 or lower psychic monster. So you can summon out like a Lulu or a Neon, and then the Xuan Hu's gonna resolve and your emergency teleport is gonna resolve, and then you won't have to discard a card, because usually with Xuan Hu you have to discard a card after the effect resolves. But if you activate Chainlink 1 Xuan Hu and then Chainlink 2 emergency teleport, you won't have to discard any cards, and they both are gonna resolve successfully. So little thing to keep in mind. So that was it for tip number 9. And for tip number 10, which is gonna be the last tip, Roshi usually cannot special summon out the same monster sent. So if you target something like a Chuchi or a Xinglong and then you send any monster, doesn't matter, you usually cannot special summon it. The only way to kind of get around this is if you already have like a level 3 virtual monster in the graveyard. It could be like a Lulu, it could be like a Gigi. You can go ahead and activate Roshi, targeting the trap or the spell, send a copy of Neon, and then Roshi gets special summoned. Then the other virtual level 3 monster you have will get special summoned as well. Let's just say it's GG, and then you can special summon out the same Neon that you sent. But you can only do this if you already have a level 3 virtual monster already in the graveyard. So because usually you wouldn't be able to do this. So that's one way that you can circumvent that. So remember that you cannot special summon the same monster you sent unless you already have like a pre-existing level 3. You summon out the other level 3, and then Neon will be able to special summon itself because another level 3 got special summoned. So that's will be it for tip number 10. So yeah, that's the 10 tips that I wanted to give you guys. If you guys want me to make another video giving you guys more tips, or if you want me to show you some combo guides, so just put it in the comments below. I love making virtual content. I mean, this deck is just so fun. It has so much potential, especially on Master Duel. You have stuff like True King of all Calamities, which is insane. I do believe that this is the best deck at the current moment. I may be a little bit biased, but I honestly believe that you can at least make an argument for it being the best deck, right? So yeah, that will be it. And as always, don't forget to click that like button, click that subscribe button. But I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.